My name is Senthorun Raj. I'm 23 years old. I live in Chippendale and I currently work as a policy advisor while I'm finishing my law degree at the University of Sydney. So my name is Senthorun Raj and I came to Sydney when I was 4 as an immigrant with my parents who are from Sri Lanka. And growing up as a Sri Lankan Tamil boy here in Sydney, I came to realise just how rich my culture was, but also coming to Australia, how much opportunity was here for me to learn, to grow, to find new friends, and to build new relationships and form new communities. When I came out at the age of 18, I was fortunate enough to have a very supportive family who not only loved me and wanted me to be happy, but also wanted me to have the same opportunities that they had. They wanted me to be treated equally before the law, to have the same opportunities to love, to be recognised, to be respected. And that's why I'm here today to talk about why marriage equality matters to me, because it's an issue of justice and fairness. It is an issue that cuts across all communities, the Tamil community, my Hindu community, my Australian community. Growing up as a citizen of this country, I want to have my relationship afforded the same recognition and respect that my sister, who was married last year, has as well. And I think in a community that is so rich and so diverse and multicultural here in Australia, we often like to talk about particular population groups. We like to talk about asylum seekers and refugees. We like to talk about gays and lesbians. We like to talk about the Tamil community, the Chinese community. We like to talk about the religious community, the Christian community, the Muslim community. And yet we often fail to realise that these aren't discrete communities. These communities intersect and connect together. And I'm here to talk about why, as a queer Sri Lankan Tamil Australian, why marriage equality matters to me. And it's not just a minority issue. It matters to my family, it matters to my friends. It matters because here in Australia we live in a secular democracy where there is a separation of church and state, where legislation is given no reproductive or religious significance, and that we should be treated equally before the law. We sign up to numerous human rights instruments. We talk about eliminating homophobia and unfair discrimination against people on the basis of their sexual orientation. How can we completely claim to be a legitimate country when we still have laws that effectively discriminate on the basis of who people choose to love and who their partners are? So I'm here to talk about how the Senate, which is considering the Marriage Equality Amendment Bill, should be putting Australians first, should be putting all Australians, particularly the Australians who are vulnerable, who are marginalised in our community, at the forefront of this debate, to show them the same respect and recognition that is afforded other Australians. And that's why I think marriage as a civil institution governed by secular laws should not discriminate on the basis of a person's sex, sexual orientation or gender identity. Rather, it should embrace all Australians and all our relationships and privilege them and value them, because we have so much to offer the Australian community. And when we don't have discrimination, when we eliminate homophobia, when we eliminate other forms of prejudice, we build much stronger communities. We build communities that are founded on things like respect, recognition, where all citizens' contributions are valued. And I think I should be afforded that opportunity, that right, to have my relationship recognised exactly the same way as my heterosexual sibling, as my parents, and they want the same entitlements for me as well. And this is not an issue for minorities. This is an issue for all of us. It affects all of us. And that's why I'm here to say that the Senate Legal and Constitutional Affairs Committee must support the Marriage Equality Amendment Bill, because this is an issue of justice and fairness for all Australians, to be treated equally before the law, to eliminate unfair discrimination on the basis of who your choice of partner is. In the 21st century, in 2012, this sort of discrimination is simply unacceptable. Marriage has evolved over time to recognise various relationships, to change with community standards. There was a time in which women were treated as chattels in relationships as personal property of their husbands. There was a time where interracial marriage was prohibited on the basis that having mixed blood children, as they were referred to at the time, was considered a violation of the natural order. Now we look back on that history with abhorrence, that we could have held particular prejudicial beliefs against people on the basis of their gender or race. Now we have the opportunity to eliminate a history like that in relation to a person's sexual orientation, where your choice of partner, regardless of their sex or gender, has no bearing on your capacity to have a relationship or to have that relationship recognised and respected by the state. And that's why the Senate must endorse the Marriage Equality Amendment Bill and Parliament must legislate for marriage equality. My name is Senthorun and this is my submission to the Senate Legal and Constitutional Affairs Committee inquiry into the Marriage Equality Amendment Bill.